Super healthy, super extreme, and supremely different episode, ladies and gentlemen. Why do I keep saying this about every episode of mine? Because I believe this episode is definitely is going to bring something different for you guys. So, what do we have in this episode? Well, of course, we're going to talk about. I've got two questions for you, of course. But first, yes, we are going to talk about late bid confirmed for Yuri Tielemans from Arsenal's point of view. In the later part of the window, yes, there will be a bid for Yuri Tielemans. But more importantly, not only that, we're also going to talk about a winger, a mystery winger. Arsenal will sign a winger before the window closes. And of course, here's the two questions for you. I would want you to answer this question before making, any attempt of, being part of listening to the rest of the video. The first is the price is set for Yeremy Pino. I'll tell you, it's 42 million pounds. 42 million pounds, Yeremy Pino from Villarreal. Okay, that's number one. Number two, the first question is, would you take Yeremy Pino for 42 million pounds? The second question is, Wilfred Zaha has entered his final year in contract in his contract with Crystal Palace, so he's available for 20 to 25 million pounds. Now, Chelsea are interested in signing Wilfred Zaha. Would you take a winger? Supposedly, if Arsenal sell off Pepe, would you go for 42 million pounds Yeremy Pino or 20 to 25 million pounds Wilfred Zaha? Crystal Palace are not letting him go on a free. Which one would you take? Let me know in the comments. I want your comments, guys. I would want your comments. I want to know 42 million pounds Yeremy Pino or 25 million pounds Wilfred Zaha. Let me know in the comments because I will be waiting for your comments. The first news, Gabriel Jesus in the Premier League so far this season. Highest XG 2.06. Most goals and assists, 4. Most touches in opposition's box 26. Most take-ons completed 9. He has had a blasting performance. But moving on, let's talk about Fabrizio Romano. Yes, Fabrizio Romano has opened up about the price tag set on Yeremy Pino. It is in the region of 42 million pounds. That is what the Submarines are expecting from a club. So speaking on his exclusive episode, he says that no proposals have been made yet to Villarreal, who would like more than 50 million euros for their young star. It will not be an easy negotiation. Many clubs have been following Pino for months. He is a top player for the future that at least 3 Premier League clubs have been monitoring for some time. So let's see. It's pretty much clear that Fabrizio Romano, not only Fabrizio Romano, Unai Emery also spoke about the future of Yeremy Pino, that he will be let off. So it's a clear come and get me plea. Come and get him, please. Moving on, so Mikel Arteta on Gabriel Jesus' brace against Leicester. He says that there are different goals, but I think the first is a top individual action to be able to produce that. It is something that brings the team to a different level, and his work rate, movement and quality, he produced 2 assists as well. Of course he did, Mikel. But did you know Gabriel Jesus has never lost a Premier League match in which he has scored? 48 matches where he has scored, 45 wins, 3 draws, 0 defeats. Whenever he scored a goal in the Premier League, he's not lost a single bloody game. How insane is that from Gabriel Jesus, man? Unbelievable. And talking about insanity, ladies and gentlemen, Alex Runarsson is sadly not a permanent deal, but he's out on loan to Alanyaspor. Yes, he's there in Alanya. Some hours before that, he was completing his contract. Those were the reports were coming out. But yes, Fabrizio has confirmed that he will join them on a season-long loan until June 2023. It's a done deal because Ertan Suzgun said that that Runarsson had already arrived in Alanya for his medical and contract procedures ahead of his move to Turkey. That is there. So all the best to Alex Runarsson. I think within 24 hours it will be announced by Arsenal as well. So all the best for him to his future. Mark Irvine from Sun has said that Hector Bellerin wants Arsenal to terminate his contract. He's keen to return to Betis, while Barcelona are also monitoring his situation. Both clubs are prepared to wait until September 1st. Convinced Arsenal will allow him to leave as a free agent. So Mark Irvine is convinced, but we have an update that Gerard Romero says that Hector Bellerin is not an option for Barcelona, although his representatives offered him to the club. So no, no, sir, is not an option for Barcelona. So stop linking him with us, say bloody Barcelona fans. But also, Alex Ranarsson, his departure is confirmed by Simon Collins as well, that he's off out on loan for the season. Greatest interest had always been from clubs in Turkey. Should he be wrapped up and hopefully announced in the next 24 hours? Alexander Zinchenko has talks about competing with Tierney for minutes. He says he's an amazing player. Even when I was at City, I was watching his games. I think it is a good competition for each of us. Of course it is, bro. Of course it is. You cannot deny that. No, sir. No way. Zinchenko says his win against Leicester. He says it was important to get the win, but we need to improve a couple of things. It's just the beginning of the season, and I think we need to analyze. Still, we conceded 2 goals, and from a defensive line, that is a lot. Of course, sir. He like that. You know, nobody would like that. And talking about Gabriel Martinelli, well, this is what Zinchenko had to say. He says he's incredible. He's a real diamond. Martinelli has got amazing quality and he's still young. I'm pretty sure he has an unbelievable future. Of course he has an unbelievable future. We don't doubt that. Moving on, let's talk about the Crystal Palace wanting £25 million at least for Wilfred Zaha. Yes, according to journalist Dean Jones. Well, it looks like according to 90 Minutes, Crystal Palace want to bring back Conor Gallagher following his loan spell last season and also in the hunt for Callum Hudson-Odoi. This is what Dean Jones had to say. He says that I think Callum Hudson-Odoi and Gallagher would be separate from an actual bid for Zaha, but because Palace would want a cash deal for him and they'd want his full valuation, which would be somewhere between 25 and 30 million. So 130k a week earning Wilfred Zaha would be an unbelievable signing for Chelsea if they do that. But would you consider Wilfred Zaha? I've already asked this question, I'm asking it again. £25 million, Wilfred Zaha, would you take him at Arsenal? We need a winger, considering the fact that Pepe is leaving. Moving on, so Football.London understands that Edu and Arsenal remain in no rush to sign Tielemans and would wait until 2023 to secure his signature. On a free transfer, Arteta has been impressed with Sambi Lokonga operating in a more advanced central midfield role. We already spoke about this, but we've got more. We've got more for Yuri Tielemans. What do we have? So, Dean Jones opened up about on Football Terrace podcast about Yuri Tielemans. He says, it's been a confusing one with Tielemans, who's been linked with Manchester United and Arsenal for months, but there's been literally no movement, no offers. The player hasn't kicked up much of a fuss, to be fair to him, but that's because there's not been anything to kick up a fuss about. Now I checked this out yesterday. Obviously, Arsenal fans were chanting at Tielemans. I spoke to someone who is well connected there, with Arsenal, I guess, and they are still plotting a potential late move for Tielemans in this window. It's all dependent on 2 outstanding issues in their current squad, the outcome of which will dictate whether they make a move for Tielemans or not. But yeah, speaking to people, it is clear Tielemans is still an Arsenal player. Still a player Arsenal are considering a late bid for. So it looks like, yes, they're bidding for him at the last moment. Will they get the man? That's the bigger question. So Yuri Tielemans' late bid in the window is definitely coming in for him. That's according to Dean Jones. So we have our fingers crossed. So Ahmad FC, AFC, and of course Egyptian Gooner podcast, he says that, or they say that, the most important deal for Arsenal is the wide player. As soon as we make a little space in the squad, you will see incoming deals completed very quickly. Arsenal want to move Pepe, Bahrain, and of course Ainsley Maitland-Niles. The bigger question is, they're looking at Ronaldo, which is being done. Bellerin, of course, there is some movement in that. Pepe, nothing. The window, last 16 days of the window, and there's nothing for Pepe until now, and so there's nothing for Ainsley Maitland-Niles as well. I am not understanding what is happening. I'm really not understanding about them. So let's see if that will be happening or not. But it will be interesting to see if Arsenal could move that many players. This would be a very fantastic window for Arsenal, but it depends whether they do it or not. Yeah. So according to me, that's that. So with this, I'd like to end this episode. Let me know in the comments, 42 million pounds for Yeremy Pino or 25 million pounds for Wilfred Zaha. Who would you pick? And let me know why. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, cheers.